And hello everybody, today I got something super exciting to share with you. I will share my top 10 travel destinations in the Philippines. We're just meeting for the first time. My name is Martin Solhaugen. I'm a full-time YouTuber and travel filmmaker in love with travel and adventure. After traveling the world for the past 5 years and visiting 39 countries, I can honestly say that I've seen a lot of different variety in culture, climate, and people. But it wasn't until my first trip to the Philippines in March 2019 that I really realized how special this country is in terms of its food, its people, activities, and its sceneries. The Philippines consists of more than 7,000 islands, and the majority of islands and places that I will be showing you in this video is all accessible by flight. In comparison to other countries I've visited in Asia, most of the people living in the Philippines speak very fluent English. The Filipino people also treat you more like a friend than a customer when you're tourist here, which I found very cool as it leads to a different type of travel and adventure. I have visited the Philippines 3 times now, and I've been all over the place. So I thought it was about time that I share my top 10 travel destinations from the Philippines. I will also link every vlog with the footage that you're about to see in this video individually in the description below for those of you who want to explore a little bit further. But hey, let's jump into the first one on the list. Number 10, Dumaguete and Apo Island. I visited Dumaguete and Apo Island on my second trip to the Philippines. Dumaguete is the capital of Negros Oriental and is within close proximity of a long list of activities. The city offers a wide selection of beach resorts and dive spots. During my stay there, we went to see dolphins in the wild, we swam up close with turtles, and I went banana tubing after a wooden Filipino boat. Dumaguete is very close to Cebu and Siquijor and is definitely worth a visit if you're extending your traditional 14-day vacation or you have already been to the Philippines a couple of times and seen the major touristy spots. Number 9, Siquijor Island. Now after visiting Dumaguete, doing an extension to Siquijor Island was an obvious choice. The medium-sized island in the central Visayas region will blow you away with sceneries and activities. We rented scooters and drove around the island visiting beaches, fish ponds, cliff diving spots, and waterfalls. But perhaps the most famous spots of them all on Siquijor Island is Cambucahay Falls and Palatin Beach. To top it all off, Siquijor Island is referred to by the locals as the Enchanted Island. And that's why we went to visit a local medicine man which predicted our future. It turns out I'm as healthy as ever. Number 8, Biri Island. And this is a place I visited very recently on my trip here in the Philippines. And I thought I've seen it all. I thought I've seen the different varieties the Philippines had to offer, only to find myself completely falling in love with this place. On Biri Island, they have this very special way of extending their motorbikes, making it perhaps the world's longest hubble ride in the world. Our guys drove us around the whole island on these extended, funny-looking motorbikes. We got to see mangroves, rock formations, and hilltop sunsets, which was out of this world. To your information, there are a couple of accommodation on the island, but I would suggest being very early out with your booking. Some of these accommodations also offer transportation to and from the island from the ports of northern Samar. Number 7, Donsol Sorsogon. Number 7 on the list is Donsol Sorsogon, completely due to the fact of the amazing experience and encounter you can have with whale sharks. You've probably heard about the largest fish in the world, which can be found in the Philippines, up to 18 meters in length. In Donsol, you can have an eco-friendly and sustainable encounter with these whale sharks. As a bonus element of this region of the Philippines, I would highly suggest that you do the 1-hour boat ride out to Ticao, Masbate. In Masbate, you can experience the unique waterfall, one of a kind, the only one in the Philippines, which has a free hanging fall straight into the ocean. Just hanging around this spot is very, very magical, and I would highly suggest that you get to do that. Number 6, Gubat Sorsogon. So before experiencing Don Sol on our recent trip to the Philippines, we also visited Gubat Sorsogon. This region of the Philippines is located in Luzon and is approximately a 12-hour drive from Manila. So you have two options. You can either make it into an exciting road trip where you get to see a lot of different things along the way, or you can fly in with plane to Legazpi City. So Gubat and Sorsogon itself was a region of the Philippines that I really hadn't heard of. But this region offers great surfing, massive volcanoes, Philippines' highest inland lake, tropical islands, and charming local boutique hotels. Definitely worth a visit. Number 5, Gigantes Island region. The Gigantes Island in the region of Panay is as hot as any dream destination on the planet. Accessible by boat, you immerse yourself in warm waters, crystal white beaches, and delicious local seafood. There are some resorts that offer a very luxurious experience, but I'd highly suggest that you spend one of the nights on the Gigantes Islands themselves for a local Filipino experience. Number 4, Antique. Antique is a massive, underrated piece of land on the island of Panay. Sheltered by the central Panay mountain range, this place had similar feels to Oahu, Hawaii, as we experienced tropical weather and rainbows every day. Easiest accessible by car from Iloilo or Rojas City, you need to account in for a little bit of driving if you want to immerse yourself in this paradise. One of the most spectacular things we did in Antique was to do a guided boat tour out to the island of Mararisen. When we were standing on the island, turned around and looked back at Antique from this perspective, we became small figures compared to the size of Mount Majaas. To this date, that scenery itself, that moment, is one of the most spectacular views I've had here in the Philippines. The Antique region offers water activities and kawa baths along the Tibia River, endless stretches of beach, and mountain excursions and cave explorations. And for number 3, Southern Cebu. Southern Cebu has some of the coolest waterfall adventures in the world. Personally, I had the pleasure of visiting Kawasan Falls, Aguinid Falls, and Tumalog Falls. And if you're feeling a little bit extra adventurous, I would highly suggest that you go canyoneering the Inambakan Falls, which is a 7 to 9 level waterfall. This is a fun experience to do with both friends, but also family. Last time we did it, we managed to climb all the 9 levels, which can be a little challenge in itself. But it's a fun excursion and you can drop off or sign out whenever you want. You don't have to complete all the levels. Your guides will really take care of you. To get to this region of the Philippines, you can fly into the Cebu International Airport, which also works as a central airport for most of the country's amazing places. Number 2, Siargao Island. Siargao Island is located on the northeast corner of Mindanao and is part of the Surigao del Norte province. This 437 square kilometers teardrop shaped island has honestly become one of my favorite places on earth. I'm currently recording this video from Siargao Island, and this is where I proposed to my Filipino girlfriend, and it's by far the place I've spent the most time here in the Philippines. The easiest way to get to Siargao Island is through direct flight either from Manila International Airport or Cebu International Airport. Siargao offers countless restaurants and bars, has a hip, young and tropical vibe, and a very, very cool nightlife. The touristy hotspot on the island is General Luna, and from here you can do island hoppings to the nearby islands, or rent a motorbike or scooter and drive around the island to explore. Driving around the island takes you about 1 hour, and you will encounter breathtaking views along the way. If you want to see more footage and get tips and recommendations from my favorite place on earth, I would highly suggest that you check out the videos I've linked in the description below about Siargao Island. And for number 1 on the list, I guess you guys have been waiting for this for a while, this is El Nido To Coron. This is kind of 2 massively cool places merged into one really cool adventure. To participate in this adventure, you need to fly in with plane from Manila to El Nido and spend a couple of days before jumping on a boat with countless other awesome people. The boat ride will take you to some of the most spectacular, untouched places of the Linampakan region that What's cool here is that there are only licensed tour operators that are allowed to operate boats within that region, which means you'll often find yourself having an entire island for yourself. There are really not a lot of tourists in this region. If scuba diving coral reefs in crystal clear blue waters, relaxing on white sandy beaches with your loved ones, and camping on secluded islands is something for you, don't hesitate to give this adventure a go. By the end of that whole awesome adventure, you will find yourself in Coron. And I would highly suggest that you spend an additional 4 to 5 days, as Coron is a very cool city in itself. A lot of eateries, local coffee shops and things to do, but also experience the Coron Island. Go diving in the lakes, go swim in the lagoons, and eat local fish cooked on the boats. It's really one of the coolest places on this planet, and I really hope that once in your lifetime you can tick this off your bucket list. And those were my top 10 travel destinations from the Philippines. I'm so excited to finally have had time to sit down and share all of these amazing places with you guys. As a last tip, I'm going to tell you about Airbnb. Often you can find just as affordable options through Airbnb in the regions that I just talked about. So don't hesitate to go on Airbnb and find your next dream villa. I also have an Airbnb discount code which can give you up to $40 off on your next booking, linked in the description below. As a last bonus tip, I really want to recommend that you do an additional day layover in Manila before you're flying out to any of these other places. Manila is a very cool city in itself, but if you're young, I would highly suggest that you go experience the local club scene in Poblacion, Manila. This is where you will find underground clubs, secret doors to secret bars, but also experience some really innovative bar concepts that you won't find anywhere else in the US or Europe. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please consider subscribing if you want similar travel guides, tips and recommendations in the future. Comment below which of the 10 places I talked about that you really want to tick off your bucket list, and I will see you guys on the next travel vlog. Goodbye.